Yet another video in my series of things the left don't want to hear. Another short on the topic. And today's topic is food. Oh yeah. Now, you might not think, if you don't think very deeply about what you say or your comments, that food is a big issue in society and between the left and the right. But I'm going to tell you right now it is, and I'm going to explain why that is. Have you ever seen someone on the right wing mock kombucha or mock quinoa? You know, that weird little grainy things. I absolutely hate them, by the way. But mock quinoa, right? Avocado toast, mock it. Why do they do that? You might be wondering. Well, for a start, they see people like you who eat that food looking healthier and thinner and having more money and better jobs. And you might think, well, no, some of those things are affordable. Well, no, it's not that simple. These people live in areas that have been chronically deprived. See, in chronically deprived areas, you get this thing called food deserts. So what you get is a bunch of corner shops run by varying individuals from varying places or large conglomerate companies. And what they tend to sell in, like, especially more remote country towns, is crud, poor quality vegetables, poor quality fruit that are very expensive. Getting to a store can be a long journey. If you have a flaky or internet connection or you've run out of mobile credit, you have to go to those stores. People on a low income quite often end up eating from them, and the food is terrible, and it makes people feel terrible. So when somebody with no money sees you munching on your rye and avocado toast, and all they can get, because their phone's out of credit, you know, they've maybe got a bit of internet access but no money to buy food, all they can do is go and get a really cruddy litre of some really overly sweetened fruit juice, some crisps and a sandwich that will probably give their kid food poisoning for dinner. And in the midst of trying to survive in what is effectively Edwardian levels of deprivation, they've got you smart ass, yelling at them, pork dad, look at your belly, what a state, look at those kids, they look so sick, they look like they should be in care. Those people are bad parents. But they aren't bad parents. They're taking every spare penny they have and putting it into looking after their children. They are trying to feed them well. They aren't given cookery classes in school anymore. Their parents often don't have time to teach them or are unwell because of a complete lack of available medical care. And then you're all whining at them going, you've got a tattoo, you've got a TV, why aren't your kids eating better? Now, you've got to be realistic here, right? People need some kind of joy in their lives, and they can't be 24/7 focused purely on survival, because do you know what people do when that happens? They off themselves because it's catastrophically depressing. And the lack of good food contributes to that poor mood and inability to cope with life in general. And of course it does. They don't have the foundations to function. Be kinder.